and you think about it, you come to the conclusion that those women, yes, they are low value women and bad character, unhappy women and angry women, bitter women. Yes, that's what they are. However, they did not beg you for a relationship. They did not force you for a relationship. They did not insist on a relationship. You are the one who insisted on a relationship with them. You insisted on a relationship with them. You went out of your way to make sure you get that woman. In fact, some of them were telling you, no, I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready for it. You refused. You refused to listen. You refused to listen because you told yourself that you wanted that woman, and you got that woman, and that woman showed you hell. Why? Because she has no character. None. She has no direction for her life. No vision, no dream, nothing is happening in life. She's an unhappy woman, sad woman, frustrated woman. And that was the woman you chose. Look at yourself in the mirror. You chose that woman. Nobody forced that woman on you. You need to be accountable for your actions and for your choices. And that is how you deliver yourself from the hands of wrong women. Men complain a lot about women, what women do, how women take advantage of them, how women use them, and all that. And these things are true. However, it is our fault. It is your fault as a man for choosing the wrong woman. It is your fault as a man for choosing a woman who brings you nothing but problems, pain, and stress. It is your fault. Before I start speaking, I want you to subscribe to this channel if you've not already subscribed to this channel, and put on your notifications, because I'll be coming with videos that will help you live a high value life. It is your fault as a man for choosing a woman who brings you problems. It is your fault. It is totally, completely, 100% your fault. Why? So you see a good woman, a woman who has good character, a woman who is brilliant, a woman who is pursuing her dreams, a woman who is living a good life, a happy woman, a contented woman. You see this woman and you start a relationship with her, but you tell yourself that she's not fun to be with. You ignore that she has good character. She's not after your money. She's making her own money. She's a happy person. You ignore all that. What you're looking for is a woman with a sexy body, big boobs, boobs like watermelons, and a bum like a truck, and a hot body. That is what you're looking for. So you abandon and you ignore the woman with character, a woman who has character, a good woman, a woman who likes you. So you ignore that woman and you choose a low value woman. You choose a useless, worthless, low value woman because she has a hot body. You choose her. Nobody forced you to chase that woman. Nobody forced you. A letter was not written to your house or an email sent to your address that go chase that woman. No. You saw her and you decided to chase that particular woman, and you went after her and kept on disturbing her that you wanted her. You wanted that woman and you got the woman. Then that woman gave you hell. She made your life miserable. Then you turn around and say that women are bad. No. Women are not bad. Not all women are bad. You chose from the 80% who are low value. You chose from the 80% who are useless. You chose from the 80% who are worthless. You chose from the 80% who are angry and bitter and frustrated. You chose from the 80% who only have their body to offer. You chose from the 80% who are unhappy. You chose from the 80% who have no peace within them. And you chose those women deliberately. Nobody forced you. Nobody pushed those women on you. Then you will come back and say that all women are bad. No, you chose wrongly. And it is high time we start taking responsibility for our actions. You ignored good women, the 20%. You ignored them, totally ignored them, as if they didn't exist. You walk past them because they don't have a nice body. Or you say, oh, this woman she's too successful for me, and I won't be able to handle her. So you want a failure. Okay, so you chose a broke woman. A broke woman, a parasite, a financial vampire. You chose that woman. And you chose a woman who will be dependent on you for money. That's the one you chose. You ignored a woman who is working hard, who provides for herself, who has a good life. You ignored her. You said that she's too tough and she will give you stress. Okay. Then you chose that one, the financial vampire, the parasite, and you're coming to tell me that all women are financial vampires and parasites. No, not all women are financial vampires and parasites. That one that you chose, the one you chose, is a financial vampire and parasite. And you have to be accountable for your choices, for your decisions, and for your actions. Your stupidity led you to make those decisions and choices. Your stupidity. Instead of choosing a woman of value, a woman of character, a woman who has a dream, a woman with a future, a good woman, a woman who is happy, a woman who is at peace with herself. No, you said you don't want that. You chose a mad person, a crazy woman, an unhappy woman, a woman who is not at peace with herself, and you expected that woman to bring you peace. You expected an unhappy woman to bring happiness into the relationship as value. How we should do it? It is your fault. You are responsible for it. You have to take responsibility and not just don't say, oh, all women are the same. No, not all women are the same. There are good women. There are good women, and you have to overcome this. You're lost. You're lost because that is what is driving you. You're lost for beauty and you're lost for women with nice bodies. Just you're lost, and you are refusing to take responsibility and be accountable for the things you've done. No, not all women are bad. It is your fault. It is your fault. And if you decide to turn around and choose a good woman, a woman who is at peace with herself, a woman who makes her own money and doesn't need anything from you, a woman who only wants a relationship with you, someone to share her life with, her dreams with, her happiness, her joys with, a woman who will not give you strength. If you choose that kind of a woman, you will not complain about women. You won't, because you'll be too busy enjoying your life. You'll be too busy enjoying your life to complain, and the fault for that miserable life you're living is yours. It's your fault. Be accountable, my man. Be accountable. Be accountable for your stupid, reckless, senseless choices, and stop blaming innocent women. And do you know what? Those women were minding their business. They were minding their business. Those women were minding their business on their own. They did not beg you for a relationship. They did not ask you for a relationship. You chose them. You chose them. And now you're blaming them. That is the height of irresponsibility. You lack accountability. You lack accountability in your life. You have to Be accountable for the choices, the bad and the wrong choices you made in choosing the wrong women. You are responsible. You are responsible. So men come and tell me very terrible stories about women, and how a woman did this, and how a woman did that, and how a woman did this. Terrible stories. Even some of them have experienced some of those things. But you know what? When you sit down and you think about it, you come to the conclusion that those women, yes, they are low value women and bad character, unhappy women and angry women, bitter women. Yes, that's what they are. However, they did not beg you for a relationship. They did not force you for a relationship. They did not insist on a relationship. You are the one who insisted on a relationship with them. You insisted on a relationship with them. You went out of your way to make sure you get that woman. In fact, some of them were telling you, no, I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready for it. You refused. You refused to listen. You refused to listen because you told yourself that you wanted that woman, and you got that woman, and that woman showed you hell. Why? Because she has no character. None. She has no direction for her life. No vision, no dream, nothing is happening in her life. She's an unhappy woman, sad woman, frustrated woman. And that was the woman you chose. Look at yourself in the mirror. You chose that woman. Nobody forced that woman on you. You need to be accountable for your actions and for your choices. And that is how you deliver yourself from the hands of wrong women. You deliver yourself. You will see a single mother. You see a single mother. You know she's the single mother. And you will say you're in love with her. You know all the problems that she's going to come with. You've listened to me 1,000 times. And I'm telling you, avoid these people, single women, divorcees, and broke women. Avoid them. Avoid angry, bitter, frustrated women. Avoid unhappy women. Avoid women who have no peace in their lives. You've heard me say this 1,000 times, but no, she has the body of a goddess. So you want that body, and you go after her. You ignore all wise counsel, all sound advice, all wisdom. You ignore everything, and you're led and driven by your libido. And finally, you get this woman. And after enjoying yourself for a few days, she starts giving you problems and pain. And do you know what? You deserve that problem and pain. You deserve it. And I have zero sympathy for men who make wrong choices. I have zero sympathy for men who ignore good women and choose low value women. I have zero sympathy for men who ignore high value women, happy women, women who are at peace with themselves, women who bring value. You ignore these women and you choose useless, worthless, low value women. I have zero sympathy for you because it is your fault. And if you want to have better results in your life, you want to have a happier relationship, you want to have a more peaceful relationship, more productive relationship, you want to have a relationship with a partner where there is mutually beneficial exchange of value, then you have to choose the right woman from the beginning. Choose the right woman. Don't go for the low hanging fruit. The useless ones are the lowest hanging fruit. The useless, that you don't have to make any effort. Useless, lowest hanging fruit, useless women. And that is what you grab. A woman who's going to be dependent on you, and you think it's a good thing. Because she's dependent on you, you think it's a good thing. And because you go for the lowest hanging fruit, she brings you problems. A high value woman will demand that you go the extra mile and bring value to the table. She will demand that you bring value to the table, but you don't like those kind of women. You want the women that you can control, the ones you can manipulate, the ones you can subjugate, the ones you can make enslave, the ones you can demean and diminish and make your slave. Senseless women, those are the ones you want. You don't want a sensible woman. You don't want a strong woman who will bring value to your life. No, you don't want that one. You want an easy woman, and an easy woman will cause you pain. She will cause you pain, and like I said before, it is your fault. And if you want something better, you have to choose better. If you want a better life, you have to make better choices. You have to make better decisions. And you have to be accountable for those choices and those decisions. Subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment on this video. And visit my website, youwillbefine.org. You will be fine. You'll be fine.